Hey everybody, it's Mama. Welcome back to Mama's Lovey Tarot. So today we are doing a deep dive on Meek Mill because I want to know what's going on with him, his music career, his personal life, all that good stuff. What's going on, his energy currently. So let's jump right in and not waste any time. I started off with his public persona versus his true nature, of course. So his public persona: pipe, comet in reverse, pitchfork, and tree in reverse. So as far as his public persona, he has like this bad reputation, this bad image. As far as his pitchfork, is saying that, he has a little bit of a darker image where people feel like he's involved with bad stuff. They don't trust him. Of course, people think that, especially after the situation with the Diddler, people think he was involved in that. So as far as his public persona, it's looking like he gives off a more like a demon, demonic kind of energy. And with this pipe, people feel like he's a little aloof, a little crazy, and also that he talks. He likes to talk a lot. And with this comment in reverse, that he constantly is going through things, like he's always going through these disastrous things that could possibly mess up his life. And then tree in reverse, he don't have a lot of friends, he don't have a lot of family, he don't have a lot of people that he could trust. He just kind of stands off alone by himself. He kind of seems weird. In general, if I was to read all these four cards, it's like his public persona just comes off as somebody that you wouldn't particularly understand, and that you would be questioning and wondering about him. Like, is he a bad person? Is he a good person? Because he stands up to himself. He seems more aloof, more, like when I say aloof, I just mean like you'll be looking at him, but he'll be looking off into the distance and you're wondering like, what is he thinking about? He kind of looks a little off of his rocker. That's what the cards are suggested as far as his public persona. And that, yeah, he's not very trusting. He don't got a lot of friends, with this tree coming out in reverse and things like that. So that's what I get. This comment one is really interesting. So I kind of want to pull one for each of these in terms of his persona. So give me one, his public persona. Give me one for this pitchfork, please, ancestors. Manipulation. So yeah, people, as far as his public persona, it looks as though he's been manipulated, or that he takes advantage of people. Like his image is not necessarily controlled by him. That's what they're saying, that there's some darker forces at play when it comes to his public persona. His image is definitely manipulated. Give me one for this tree in reverse. Ritual. So yeah, it's one of those things where unfortunately they're saying that he's attached to that dark tree. He's attached to that dark stuff, that ritualistic stuff that they do. Give me one for this pipe as far as his public persona, which I didn't want to go there, but unfortunately, okay, so I'm gonna just take this one off the top because there's too many expectations. So yeah, it goes back to him just running his mouth, with this pipe. Also saying that he's not high enough up in the ranking as far as this tree, and so he's always with this expectation, hoping and seeing what he could do to get more money, get more opportunities, get a higher ranking, all that good stuff. He's kind of waiting on his big moment, his big break in terms of the Eyes Wide Shut crew, but he hasn't had it. He's still got to go through the pipeline and listen to other people. He's not super duper in control. Give me one for this comment in reverse. Confusion and illusion. So yeah, like I said, he kind of gives off Looney Tunes vibes when it comes to his public persona, because his divine masculine nature, with divine masculine being on the bottom of the deck, is being tampered with. He, with this divine masculine, it's also telling me that he's most likely having to do things and involve himself with other men, and that everything that has been said so far, as far as the rumors, it looks to be 100% true, because you got somebody whose image is manipulated. They're doing these rituals, a part of this darkness. They're always waiting. He's always hoping, waiting, and expecting for his, his ranking to go up and him to, I guess he's like, it's weird with this pipe. It's like you want to be their good little boy too. He also kind of wants to be like their shining star and make sure that he always does the right thing. And then we have the comment being confirmed by the confusion and illusion. So further emphasizing that they're doing spell work on him, and the disasters and the things, the disastrous stuff that he be going through is as a result of this manipulation and them controlling him. So that's what we have. Wow. Let's see about his true inner personality. Icebergs, Beat in Reverse, Storm, and Shield. So he's very closed off with the Shield. He doesn't like to, his true inner personality doesn't really, he has his guard up. He doesn't really like to tell people about his innermost feelings. He doesn't really wear his emotions on his sleeve. He likes to keep everything that he's feeling and everything that he's going through to himself, which makes sense because we have Iceberg. So he carries a lot of bitterness and anger and emotional weight and baggage in his heart from old emotions and feelings that he has not processed. He has a lot of emotional baggage, most likely due to, people that he's lost, friends, family, things that he's seen with the storms, like all the things that he's been through in life, the ups, the downs, all of those hardships that he's been through definitely affect him. And so his inner personality is somebody who's always just all over the place with this storm. He's highly emotional, doesn't have emotional control. He's always going through different feelings, but then he's stressed out because he's not speaking about it. He's keeping it buried down, so he's lashing out on people, acting out in different ways that he doesn't want. With this being reversed, like he just doesn't have the control over himself and his decision making and his life. And unfortunately, it tells me that he's very deeply insecure with this B, and he allows other people to take advantage of him and use him and drain him. For fear of not being able to stand in his own personal power. Like, he's very insecure and he doesn't know how to just do things on his own. He always needs another person's help, it seems like. So that's why he, has an issue with other people coming in and controlling him and using him, because he don't know how to just say no. He doesn't. He has a hard time just saying no. I don't want to be taken advantage of. I don't want to be used. All right, so let's go ahead and continue next to the driving force behind his career. Oh, wait, that's these. The driving force behind his career, and how he became Meek Mill. Wow. Oh my God. If this ain't that dark ritualistic stuff, then oh my God, y'all. We got fire on the bottom of the deck here. I'm going to use this to get some clarifiers, because we have lust and thief, which suggests that he did something actually in order to do this, and that he's a plant, like, not an industry plant, but that he's wearing a mask. He's not being his true nature and true self. We don't know who he really is. And that, with this thief, he don't mind taking from other people, stealing, draining people's energy, in that type of sexual, lustful way. So he definitely did that and aligned with the powers that be, the partnership with this soulmate here, in order to get his career. He was going through a lot of conflict, a lot of stress, a lot of destruction when it came to his life. He was overwhelmed. Like I told y'all, he's a real hot-headed, angry person. So he was just trying to overcome that. And this was the way for him to do it, was to do these, sleep with these men, do these ritual things, these love spells. And with this transition in RIP, it's further emphasizing that, like I said, he was dealing with a lot of loss. This is telling me that he had to sack. Tell me about this transition and this conflict. Snake, yeah, he sacrificed some people, some friends in order to get this, all right? He didn't just get this. There was somebody that, oh no, don't tell me it's him. Give me confirmation on this real love and love spell, because I think that is someone that we really liked and appreciated, that he had to put the end to his life in order to get his career. He sacrificed him. Give me confirmation on this. Was this a sacrifice? Because we know he was out here being a snake against somebody. Spider. This is all about his finances, involvement, his abundance. Oh, God. And he's an enemy. He was working against him. Yes. Sage, Skull, and Diamond. Yes. What is his name? That artist that we all was so excited about, y'all. I'm so mad I don't remember his name right now. And Meek Mill wrote a whole song pretty much. Oh my God, this volcano. He was so responsible for his death. And he wrote a whole song basically trying to say how much he loved him and appreciated. He was going to be such a big artist. He was going to be amazing. With this Diamond, he was going to be a real star. He was going to be huge. And he was the reason why he passed away, so that he could get his career and protect his own self and protect his finances. Yeah, he had to get rid of him. Meek Mill's a whole snake out here. What is his name? I have to look this up. I'm sorry, y'all. Because this artist who passed away, he was going to be so good. Little Snoop. He is responsible for what? That's how he became so big and got what he got. He had to cause destruction and end his life. Cause death for him. Whoa, you guys. With this transition, destruction, and conflict, in order for him to have this career and get the protection with this sage that he needed to protect his money and finances. Bro, this is so sad and unfortunate. Yeah, he was responsible for what happened to Lil Snoop. Let me see what numbers we got on here. 36, 85, 13, 51, and 73. Okay, let me see. What was Lil Snoop? December 2013. There you go right there. 2013. But yeah, this is real unfortunate, y'all. That's how he got his career. That was the driving force behind him really getting big and becoming Meek Mill, was by ending Lil Snoop's life. That's for entertainment purposes only, by sacrificing him. And then I asked about his hidden influences and his hidden motivation behind wanting to be Meek Mill. He wanted protection. He wanted to be able to do all the foolish shit that he wanted to be able to do. He's very cold. Like Ice King came out, and then we had the Iceberg that came out. He's a very cold-hearted person. All right, he don't care. He's very cold and very calculated with the things that he do. And he wanted to be able to continue doing the foolish shit with this Flying Monkey and Ice King. He wanted to be able to do that and not get in trouble for it. So, in order to get out of those situations where he was constantly feeling in prison, he didn't have no money, working, all that, he wasn't doing good. He wasn't seeing the fruits of his labor. So what he did, he moved on to attaching himself to the bloodline and selling his soul to the DEVIL so that he could have this. And the main driving force behind this was just so that he could be able to do whatever he wanted to do, have all the money he want to have, live his life that like the pretty much rascal that he wanted, like the little rascal. He just want to be able to do whatever he want to do, be this cold, calculated person, treat people bad, be foolish, and not have to end up in jail. He just wanted to be able to get out of these situations and overcome all of his obstacles. That's the whole reason behind him having a career, was just having the clout and having the money to be able to do whatever he want, behave whatever which way he want, and be hedonistic with this entity attachment, do that dark demonic stuff, because clearly he enjoys. All right, we see he came out with his public persona as the pitchfork. He clearly enjoys that. They say he's a very cold person, but let's just go ahead and continue to his early career struggles. This is crazy, y'all. Can't even lie. Early career struggles. Wheel of Fortune. What is this? The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the 10 of Swords, right? Yeah. The 10 of Wands, I believe, is the 10 of Swords. This is the 8 of Pentacles, the Strength card, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Fool. Okay, so his early career struggles was the fact that, yeah, he had a lot of ups and downs. He had a lot of turmoil with this Wheel of Fortune because he was doing a bunch of BS. He was constantly going to jail. He was constantly getting locked up, not being able to do the work necessary to be a better person. Always biting that chocolate, just doing whatever makes him feel good, whatever makes him happy, instead of focusing on working, focusing on his career, focusing on being a better individual and maturing. It's like getting the money and getting the opportunities with this Ace of Buds and the Fool. It only made him worse, because now with money, he's doing even more foolish, dumb stuff. And it's so crazy because it feels like with the Fool, remember I told you he aligned himself with the darkness at some point. So with his early career struggles, it was him getting that big break, right? He wanted things to start going in his favor. He felt like he was putting in certain work and it wasn't working out in his favor. That's when he decided he was just going to strong arm and come up with this great idea with the Ace of Buds. Oh, I just got this great idea on how I'm going to do this. Confirmation. And that great idea was to do something very foolish and harm Little Snoop in order to have a big career. Because whatever he was doing, it wasn't cutting it. It wasn't enough. It's not enough. Boom, boom, boom. It's not enough. So that's crazy. So what about his early personal struggles? I went ahead and asked about that next. Early personal struggles. King of Wands. What's this? The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of Swords. Page of Wands. 3 of Wands in reverse. The Moon. And the 6 of Spliffs. Or joints. Excuse me, I said spliffs. I'm weak. Alright, so basically that's the King of Cups, the 5 of Swords, the Page of Cups, the 3 of Cups in reverse, the Moon, and the 6 of Wands. Okay, so as far as his early personal struggles, is that all of his dirty deeds was coming out to the light, right? With this Moon, all those people that was against him, people that didn't mess with him, people that didn't like him, that he wasn't working with no more, like, it was a lot. Okay, he had a lot of enemies. He had a lot of people personally that was trying to come after him, that was trying to do stuff to him, telling lies about him, gossiping about him, trying to create arguments, fights, like wanting to see him off this earth. Like, yeah, it was a lot going on behind closed doors with this moon. There was people who wanted to see him go down because they didn't like the fact that he was getting this attention and that he was trying to be this big, music star, this big rapper. Like, they didn't like the fact that he was trying to do all that. They didn't want to see him in the spotlight with his number. I'm a stoner, 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 I'm a stoner. That just came to me with this number one stoner. But yeah, people didn't want to see him in that place. All right, that song is definitely significant to this reading. But yeah, it was a lot of people that was in their emotions and feelings, people that he hurt. Okay, people that he harmed, people that didn't, that mess with him, people that wanted to cause drama, people he grew up with. It was just all drama and chaos and stress. And it's like, how dare you try to just be this, how dare you try to change up your whole life with this Page of Bonds? It's like you wanted to start over with this Page of Cups, be this rapper. And they're like, nah, you forgot everything you did in the past. You forgot all the people you went against, all the people you've harmed her, all of the stuff you used to do, the fact that you was living in street life. You forgot who you are. Now this is making me think of that movie he was in. Streets, right? That's what it was called, Streets. That movie he was in. But yeah, he might be a little more accurate to his character in that movie than he want to admit. That's what that's telling me, because I remember that movie vividly. He might be a little more true to his character, y'all, in that movie than he's willing to admit. But yeah, they just saying that in his personal life, there was a lot of things going on behind closed doors. There was a lot of drama. There was a lot of chaos. He was losing friends. He was losing family members. He had people going against him, people working against him. Then he also was losing people literally, like physically off the earth plane. There was people not wanting to see him start over and live have this new beginning. So they was trying to cause drama and chaos. Like, his emotions was all over the place. Like, there was a lot going on emotionally for him. Wow. So let's continue to currently, like, what's going on currently with his current music career. What's his struggles now? Spiritual hater, happiness hater, forcer talking ish, quarter case, and marrying for money in reverse. Wow. So as far as his music career, this is telling me his daddy is locked up. His daddy done caught a case. With this quarter case and talking ish, his daddy done got locked up. His name is being implicated in this with this forcer. And, He's being strong-armed by him right now with this marrying for money coming out of reverse. It's like he's still having to give Diddy money. He's still having to help him out. It's like behind closed doors, he's still having to protect this man, promote a good image for him, help him out, make sure that he don't, listen. It's like he's supposed to be doing damage control on Diddy's image. This is crazy. This is crazy, y'all, because we have divine masculine and a rich guy. This is this is Meek Mill, and this is his daddy, the Diddler, okay, for entertainment purposes only, who is telling him that you need to make sure that you protect my image with this healer, that you not, don't change, don't turn on me. He hasn't turned on Diddy yet. He's still, dealing with him as far as this karmic masculine. He's still in his karmic masculine energy and dealing with his past. And treating Diddy like he's this divine masculine with this false narrative, upholding the lies, listening to him, doing whatever he say with this occupation, following him, doing his bidding. And now that he's caught a case, and people is talking ish about him and talking about the stuff that he doing and the nasty stuff that he do, he's pissed. That's with the spiritual hater and happiness hater. People don't like him. His baby mama not messing with him. The sweetheart, Milano, who used to protect his image and care about him and treat him so good, she don't care about doing none of that no more. She don't like him no more with the spiritual hater. She like, no, you gotta stay away from me, stay away from my children. Like, she don't stay away from my son. Like, she don't want him nowhere around now that she done heard all this stuff about him and got all the tea when it comes to him, all this gossip and everything. And this guy him feeling some type of way because he need him. He need Diddy in order to even have a career. He's very much in line with doing all that stuff. He don't mind doing the rituals, the dark magic. He don't mind being spiritually dark and doing this type of stuff. But his main obstacle in his music career is that Diddy is not around to, I guess, help him and protect him and for them to do all those nasty actual rituals and all of that stuff. And he's going through a lot in terms of his baby mothers, his children. And, I asked about that. So I'm glad that, I did ask about that, because it seems like he's very much going through it in terms of that. And they don't want nothing to do with him. Bro, I cannot make it up with this manifestation, rich girl and ancestors. Bro, it's like she was waiting to get some sort of confirmation, or she got some sort. I don't know if she was already having dreams about this, but this manifestation, her ancestors was already trying to tap her on the shoulder and make her aware, like, listen, he's nasty, he's disgusting. This is the type of stuff that he do. But it feels like ever since she got this understanding, right, with this faith in this family, and she knows the truth about who he is, she feels like she's going to protect herself and she's going to protect her son. She's not going to keep him around because the ancestors have definitely let her know, and she feel like it's only God, all right, that made her aware of all of this shit so that she could protect herself and protect her child, and she don't stay thinking that she could build a family with him. Whole time she was thinking that was going to be her man and everything was going to be perfect, but it turns out she needed to choose her own self because he was doing nasty things with this unexpected money and third party. I can't make it up with the veil. The veil was lifted and she found out the truth about and chose to herself, but she found out that he involves himself with third party situations in order to get money, and those third party situations are not only with other women, they are with men as well. Whoa. So current personal struggles. Always partying, karmic friends, bankrupt, running, hooked, and fake account. That he can't run from this shit. His current personal struggles is that he cannot run, he can't hide. Yeah, right. His reputation is already set. And with this running, hooked, and fake account, it's like he's so addicted to doing that dark, hedonistic stuff. He basically obsessed with it. Man, he's literally obsessed with this kind of stuff. Very unhealthy and just a very toxic person. And so it's like, as much as he's trying to calm it down with this running and stop doing it and try to relax, no, he always wants to party. He always wants to party with his karmic friends that he can't even trust. He got a lot of fake people and enemies around him at this time going on in his personal life as well. But he can't stop partying, sleeping with men, sleeping with women, doing all of this dark hedonistic stuff. He is literally hooked on it. Hooked, obsessed. He cannot stop. And it's like with this fake accounts, he's trying to pretend and act like he's not into it, but he is. And that's why he keeps running back to doing that nasty stuff. As soon as he get that itch that he cannot scratch, he got to go partying and doing all that stuff. Like, it'd be like, oh, it'd be overdue for him with this bankrupt past due. It's like he be trying, but then he get, it's just an obsession. You know, he cannot stop. And then he's got like an aerial killer. He got to freaking bite that. He got to, fight that itch. He's got to, you know what I mean? To satisfy that sweet tooth that he got with sleeping with men and doing all this nasty, dark, hedonistic stuff. And this is also telling me that in terms of his personal life, his money is effed up, which we know because he's always got to keep helping out Diddy, doing what he say. Like, so, his money is not looking good, and he can't run away from dealing with Diddy and helping him out and all of this karma. Ugh. All right, well, let's next see about, well, we already know this is true, but I asked about the Diddler. We already know it's true. It already came out. I asked, does he truly have ties to the Diddler? The answer is already going to be yes. Yeah, the Temperance, the Nine of Wands, and the Nine of Swords in reverse. Bro. All right, so basically, he trying to, like I say, he's up 2 nines. His body is, my mind is telling me no, but my body is telling me yes, baby. Yo, I cannot make it up, y'all. This is exactly what I just said. It's like he be trying to wait, like he trying to put it to rest with his temperance and stop and slow down, but then he like a ticking time bomb. And his body is telling him yes with this Nine of Wands coming out upright, and his mind is telling him no with this Nine of Swords in reverse. That's disgusting. That is crazy. Yes, he is absolutely involved with the Diddler, and his mind is telling him, his body is telling him yes, and his mind is telling him to stop, but he can't. He's already trapped with this. So I next asked about Lil Rodney. Is everything that he said true? Are the alleged rumors about him true from the lawsuit filed by Lil Rod? Yo, I just don't understand. I hope y'all understand tarot and can understand this, y'all. This is crazy. Like, him bringing this to light with the star here was like, it was the smoking gun. Not only for Meek Mill's career, but for his personal life. Because I'm telling you, it's like, his fan, they already had an idea about this, but she just needed the concrete evidence. And this was like, yeah, man. Oh, yeah, this is absolutely true. Everything that he said, the way that they took advantage of him with this King of Joints in the Chariot, he went through a lot of stuff. And thank God he eventually got the courage to bring this to light and talk about what had happened here. Because this is the King of Wands. Y'all know how disgusting that is? The King of Wands and the Chariot. Yes, everything that Lil Rod is saying is true. And it's real nasty, dark stuff. The Three of Pentacles, the way when he was working for them, when they was working together, all that stuff is true, absolutely. And unfortunately, it's not going to come to light because they're going to try to make it seem like he wanted to work with them, with the Three of Pentacles and the, what is this right here? The four of pentacles, the 3 and 4 of pentacles. They gonna basically make it try to seem like he just looking for money. Things just ain't working out in his favor, and now that he's lacking, he just looking for a come up and all of that other stuff. But no, which, you know what I mean. Even if that is true, and this stuff that he's saying is true, they did all of that stuff that he's saying, that is what happened to him. He ain't lying. He was tossed around like, oh my God. This 7 of Cups, multiple people used him and abused him. Yes. Yes, he was absolutely involved with this type of stuff. But now here's my question, because we know that he had to do it, but it's not clear here. Oh my God, look at it. The two of pentacles. He was all up in his head about this, about whether or not he was going to bring this to the light and talk about it, because he knew that there was going to be a possibility that he was going to go through a lot of public scrutiny, that he was going to go down for bringing the light about this partnership and bringing these scales back to balance. But he had to do it. What was he okay with these things being done to him? Because we know that it was absolutely true. But this is suggesting that he was working with them, and that at some point they had some sort of possession over him. Like, they was tossing him around. Like I said, this is real disgusting. Did he want this? No. Hell no. Hell no. With the 4 cups coming out sideways. He was going through some dark days. He was going through some sadness behind this. Very cold. Very apathetic towards this. He did not want that. But unfortunately, I think that he was afraid. Yeah, listen, he was afraid. He was afraid to target them with that, with this 8 of Wands, with this 8 of Cups. It was like he was afraid to walk away because he didn't know what was going to happen. I don't know. He was stuck. He was stuck there in a situation that he was supposed to be evolving and leaving from. And you see how all these people, he was just laying, oh my, bro, I can't. They was like white on rice on his ass. They was on him, y'all. This is dark and this is disgusting, and I gotta get out of it. That's why I say I hope y'all understand tarot, because this is some real weird, nasty stuff, and I rebuke it. And I'm sending him a lot of prayers at this time, because he went through some stuff. All right, he went through some really dark stuff, and they was tossing this man around like an offering plate, unfortunately, and it's real disgusting and sad. Whew. But let's go ahead and continue so we can hurry up and close out the reading. Let's see about his love life next. I first asked, has he been able to see his 2 children? Spy, water sign, and actuality. Oh my God. Oh my God, somebody got their eye on you. Listen, what this is, he's in a lot of feelings and emotions behind this. There's a lot of, I feel like he is at a distance away from his children. He is not able to see them because somebody is still figuring their sexuality out. Look what it came out. It's there. They know. This came to the light with spy, water sign, and sexuality. They know about his sexuality. And this is like, if he do see any of his children with this spy, he being watched very closely. He is not alone with these children at all. No, they are watching him. They are absolutely watching him, because it's at the point where we don't know what you into, my dude. We don't know what you into, so we got to watch you. All right. Do both baby mothers know? Do both baby mothers know? Give me some more on this. The arrow, yes, they both know. They are both aware. They are both aware about what's going on with his sexuality. Yes, they digged up that dirt with that shovel. Yes, they did their dirt digging, and they found out the information. And because of that, they wanted, look, 64, 68, what's between that is 4. They're in a mood of wanting to protect themselves and protect their children. That's it. Give me one more on this. Bone in reverse. No, I'm sorry. He's not physically around them. He is at a distance from them. If he's talking to them, he's talking to them on the phone. Bone in reverse, his family they don't want him around his children. They don't want him around his baby mamas. Do not want him around his children. That's crazy. 64, 68, and then we got 70. So that's 42, which is 6. Bro, 666. Y'all, I'm not even going to get into it. Because really, it's with the 666, it's about the middle path. It's about the fact that they're trying to keep things at a distance and keep him away. Yeah, you could talk to your child over the phone. You know what I'm saying? Is one of his children a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces? Is one of his children born in June? Or one of his baby mothers born in June? But, nah, they keep him away. It's at a distance. He's got to talk to them over the phone, but he can't be seeing them in person. And if he do, he's being heavily watched with this spy, because they know the truth. Oh, God. So I asked about, BM number 1, what's going on with her. Health, air sign and caution. Oh my God. Baby mama number one is trying to make healthy choices. She's trying to protect herself, protect her child. Like, she just feel like he done damaged his health. You know, he's bugging. He's doing some crazy shit, and she just like, she can't even believe it with this air sign. She is mind blown. Her mind is blown about this. She cannot believe, but it's so crazy because I think mentally it's one of those things where she's always been wondering. Both of them, I feel like it's both of them. They always been wanting to connect the dots on what's wrong with him and what was so off about him. And they knew that he was making bad decisions and bad choices, and she knew that he was a dangerous person with this caution. It says find out more information. Don't overwork yourself. Health issues could arise. So she's just trying to be smart and make healthy choices. And I think that when in terms of their relationship, they're not close. All right, she know he's dangerous, and she got to protect herself and be careful with him. Keep a healthy amount of distance between them two. So I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the same thing for Milano, because I asked about her next. Communicate, distance, and let go, bro. He ain't seen. This is the energy surrounding him and his baby mothers and his children. So it's like with the oldest son, they with this air sign is telling me that they also trying to not let him know about the truth and let him know about all the bad choices that his dad be making, trying to keep him, you know, not knowing the truth, but definitely still, because they gotta let him know, like, why don't I see my dad so often? Why I'm not around him? Like, I think she just try to say, she don't try to tarnish his image, but she knows that, listen, y'all can only communicate over the phone. But in terms of Milano, are you kidding me? There's no communication at all with this communication. He's constantly reaching out to her. Excuse me, and she like, you need to let it go, because he ain't never come back around me. I'm not never talking to him again. I don't want to deal with him again. I don't want him around. She's moving on to a new beginning. All right, they're at a distance physically, emotionally. They're not communicating, and he's not able to see his son at all with her or communicate with him because she's not ready to compromise or forgive or work anything out when it comes to this situation. Wow. And then I asked, is he dating? Commitment, confession, give it time, and open your heart. Listen, he's dating, yes. And what the problem is that, he's opening his heart up to different things, right? Not just women, but also men. And this is the thing that he needs to confess about, all right? This is what he needs to tell the truth about, what he wants to commit himself to in terms of love. And with this give it time, they're saying that, you know, he's got to be real, right? Divine timing is at play with the situation. But in order for him to ever have a true love, he got to admit the fact that he's into men. He's got to admit the fact that he wants to sleep with a man at night, and he wants to be with a man. And he's got to give himself grace in terms of what the ancestors are saying, and give himself time to be real with confessing and opening his heart about what he really wants to commit to in terms of love. That's crazy. Wow. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I next asked about future predictions in terms of his music career. A lot came out. Divinity, pathway, relationship, earth angel, house, trusted, bondage, nice guy, and gift. He gonna in terms of his music career, it feels like he's gonna do some sort of, I don't know, music collaboration with somebody who's really going to help him and help to rehab his image and his reputation here. That's what this is saying. His image is going to be rehabbed with this divinity and pathway. He's going to be known, and people going to start liking him and seeing him in a good light again because of some sort of, I don't know if this is going to be a public relationship that he's going to be in or just a partnership in terms of music. But it looks like there's going to be an earth angel, a woman who helps to rehab his image and have him, looking good again with his house and trusted to where people want to listen to his music, people want to like him again, and people want to deal with him. And it seems like with this house, it's almost like he was settled down with this person. Like, it feels like he's going to publicly be moving like he is in a relationship with this person. Yeah, and with this bondage and nice guy, it's like he's going to be, and gift, it's like that's the image being rehabbed. That's him looking good again and him looking like a nice guy, and people feeling like, maybe he was just taken advantage of. Maybe did something to him too, and he was one of his victims and all of that stuff. That's what it feels like in terms of his music career. So let me just go ahead and ask, is that the case? Because, if that's the case, then that's the case. Let me go here. Because is that the case where, did he take advantage of him at the beginning of this, and that he originally was of a divine nature, but then he got himself involved with some, originally he wasn't, God be going by the book doing things, but then he attached himself to that witchy stuff. doing what he said. Then it goes back to his personality. It goes back to his personality about him allowing himself to be used and not knowing how to stand in his own power and do what he wants. Always following other people's rules and doing what other people tell him to do. Being scared to say no. Allowing his money to be tied up in this and doing all this dark ritualistic stuff in order to get it because this is what he was told to do. Yeah. Stabbing Lil Snoop in the back because they told him that that's how he's going to make this money. This was all motivated by him listening to what he was told to do with this book here, following the rules and doing what the Diddler and them told him to do. That he was going to make money, he was going to be all right. So yeah, in order to open up his pathway and to get the life that he wanted and to have all that, of course he had to take out Lil Snoop. But what they're saying is that there's going to be, because he's still attached to the bloodline, it looks like his image is going to be repaired and somebody is going to help him to, come up from under this. That's what this is, y'all. So just be mindful, yeah, his music career is going to be, like, it seems like his music career is going to be repaired. His image is going to be repaired. Like, somebody's going to help him to, overcome, make some wise choices. And I guess, like I said, it's going to come to light that the Diddler, with this devil coming out behind the owl, was who guided him and led him into making these bad choices with the herb. And that he originally wasn't, he originally was a good person and make healthy choices, but then he allowed somebody else to control and dominate him with this stick here and poison his gifts and siphon off of his energy. So the ancestors do have, pity for him for this situation and what has happened to him, because they understand that he was taken advantage of by somebody else. But regardless, he made the choice. He allowed himself to be foolish and allow his money to be tied up by somebody to where this happened. But in terms of his music career, it looks like his image is going to be rehabbed, and hopefully it's authentic in terms of him being more divine and godly. Hopefully that's not fake and that's actually genuine and authentic, and he's going to be finding a way to be in his divine nature and live in his truth and tell us the truth. Like, if you do, love men, then it's okay. Like, yeah, it's like, oh, okay, I see. Love, offer, poverty, and endings. It's like he's got to go through, some dark days, go through a dark night of the soul, but eventually he will get his chakras back in balance and he will end up back in high honor if he is real and tells the truth about what he, put an end to the facade and lies and be honest about what it is that he wants in terms of love. So that would help to rehab his image, before the end of his days. But this abuse, that he did in terms of what he did to Lil Snoop and getting his bliss and all that, what do y'all have to say in terms of that? And now that's coming back up. Ice cream. I don't think the ancestors look on that too kindly with this ice cream. Yeah, dust it off. Give me two more on this situation with Lil Snoop. Thief, jackpot, and creativity. Yeah, he siphoned off him, stole him, he hit the jackpot with this whole Lil Snoop situation, and that's how he was able to get everything that he got. But the ancestors feel like that was a very cold-hearted, bitter decision of him to make. Remember, he already came on as the Ice King, and he allowed himself to be manipulated. And so with this dusted off, they're not going to be able to dust off that abuse that he did. So he is going to grow old. That's going to be on his mind. It's going to be on his mind. Yes, it's kind of going to haunt him and follow him. He's not going to be able to really let it go because he was not supposed to do that. And so he'll end his days feeling haunted by the choice that he made to take advantage of Lil Snoop and whoever else he damaged, because it ain't just Lil Snoop. It feels like there was a woman here too that he damaged in order to get what he wanted. And so, yeah, when it comes to those choices that he made, he ain't going upstairs. We just gonna be real. He ain't going upstairs at the end of his days. Who is coming to collect on him at the end of his days. But let's lastly see. Oh God, how did it? I think it was like this about his personal life future prediction. Personal life future prediction. Oh, okay. So yeah, his image, it's gonna be a lot of scarcity tactics, people trying to mess with him. His money possibly is still gonna be a little, drama and chaos in terms of his money. It turns out he's gonna be unbothered about the situation. He's still gonna be in his ego self. He still is gonna be, sleeping around as far as what I could see. So yeah, that's the immediate future prediction. Like I said, he has to go through a dark night of the soul. He has to get his ego bruised, and he has to go through a lot of pain and sadness until he gets to the point of being real and being honest about the fact that he don't like women and that he'd rather sleep with a man. All that, he has to go through that. So they are saying that future prediction, he's gonna be going through some stress in terms of his finances and his money in his personal life before things start to get better for him. at least with his career, his image is gonna be rehabbed. But behind closed doors, he's still gonna be going through it. He's still gonna be stressed and depressed and overwhelmed. But that's a good thing though. He needs to go through that because that ain't cool. I'm really looking at Meek Mill totally different, y'all. After doing this reading, I never expected to see that he was involved with Lil Snoop. Like I didn't expect that to come out at all in the cards. Didn't even have that thought on my mind. So yeah, I don't know what to say, y'all. I'm really looking at him totally different, but it is, what it is. You can never put these people on a pedestal because they will always surprise you. So let me know, how y'all feel about this reading. Let me know what y'all think. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. Love you.